this is Connie Eads. I am going to be your host today. So, welcome to Witchcraftin'. I normally have Fridays, but because last Friday I was having some issues, Meg, aka Elizabeth Story, switched places with me. So, I'm doing today, Wednesday, but I'm also going to be doing a video on Friday, and then our schedules will be back. I will be doing Fridays from here on out, and Meg will be doing Wednesdays. So, now that I probably confused you, I am going to show you guys how I make offering stones. You can use these for, leaving an offering, to a tree, or if you take, you see a crystal or something and you pick it up, you can leave it, to the earth, or if you, harvest some plants or something, you can leave a little bit of an offering, or you can use them on your altar or offerings to, your deities, however you want to use them. You are going to need a saucepan of some sort. It doesn't have to be real big. You are going to need 2 cups of flour. You can use any kind of flour, I do believe. I know some people use organic flour. I'm just going to use regular white flour for mine. You are going to need 2 cups of salt. You can use sea salt, ground up sea salt if you want. I'm just going to use regular table salt for this. Let's see. You are also going to need 2 cups of water. You can use moon water if you want. You can use rainwater, thunderstorm water, holy water, blessed water, tap water, spring water. I mean, it's whatever kind of water you want to do. I'm doing half and half. I'm using tap water and half of moon water. And then you are going to need some kind of oil. You can use regular cooking oil, vegetable oil. I'm going to use olive oil. You can use almond oil. I mean, whatever oil you have, pretty much, it'll work fine. And then you are also going to need some kind of herbs. I have chose lavender, and I have rosemary, and then I have a few different types of rose petals and some rose buds. I have some lighter rose petals, and I have some dark red rose petals I'm going to be using and crushing up. And then I also have little rose buds that I'm going to be putting on top of the offering stones. I'm going to put a little bit of essential oil just to make them smell good. You can also put in some kind of stones if you want. I have citrine. I'm going to be putting those in there. And then I have some glitter. I have white and purple. And then I have this really fine, sparkly, fine type powdered glitter that I'm going to be putting on top. And then you can use a cookie cutter if you want. You can use a pentagram, star, any cookie cutter you want, or you don't even have to use a cookie cutter if you do not want. And then, of course, something to mix it all up. And then you will also need a tray of some sort. I'm using just a, it's like a pizza tray. I put some foil down, and I also put some wax paper down just so that they won't stick. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, let's take you over here. I hope you guys can see what I am doing. Can you see? Oh boy, this is going to be a little tricky. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. I'm going to pour in my salt. And then I am going to pour in the flour. And some people also use cream of tartar. I don't have that, so I'm not going to do it. And then you will need 2 tablespoons. If I can find the tablespoons. of oil. And like I said, I'm using just extra virgin olive oil just because it's all I really have on hand right now. Okay. Pour that in there. And then you will pour in your water. Like so. And now what you're going to do is you're going to stir this all up really, really good. And then you're going to set your heat on low. So I don't know, I have an electric stove, so I'm going to put mine on what it says simmer. You can put yours, if you have a electric, or gas stove, you just put it on the lowest flame that there is. And what you're going to do is you're going to let this pretty much cook and all the water and liquid out until it's almost like a dough consistency. And I will come back and I will show you what that looks like. And then we'll get started. Okay, so I'm back, and the process probably took about 15 minutes or so. You want to make sure that it's nice and doughy, like Play-Doh basically, to where, it's kind of hot still. And yes, let it cool, please. But to where you can roll it into, a ball of some sort. Okay, so once you've done that, and it does start getting really hard to stir, because it starts getting really, really, really thick. But you do have to, not leave it. You want to keep stirring it and making sure that, it's not going to burn, and that, you're getting it off the sides of your pot and stuff. I'd also recommend a nonstick pot if at all possible, because it's pretty sticky. Okay, so now that that is almost like paste, this is when you would start putting in your herbs. So I'm going to get all my herbs together and I will be right back. Okay, now that I got my herbs open and ready to go, I'm just going to crush some of the rose petals that I'm going to put in there, because you don't want them big, you want them just kind of like flaky. So I'm going to do that real quick and I will be right back. Okay, I am back, and as you can see, I just kind of crushed them up a little bit. This is when you will be adding your ingredients, your herbs, to the pot. And you can use any kind of herb you want. This is just the herbs that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be putting those in there. And then I'm going to be putting some lavender. You can put as much as you want in here. I'm just going to put a few good pinchfuls. And then I'm going to be putting some of my rosemary in there. And again, a few good pinchfuls. Okay, now this is where it's going to get a little tricky, because it is so thick. So you can either stir it up, with your spoon, if you want a good workout in your arms, or you can use your hands, or, whatever is easiest for you. So I'm going to do that real quick, and I will be right back. Okay, so I mixed all my herbs in there really good, as you can see. Isn't that pretty? I know the lighting in here isn't the best, but I promise it's not yellow, it's white. So I did that, and now is when I'm going to add a few drops of essential oil. I'm just going to use lavender. You can use any kind you want. I'm just going to put just a few drops of those in there. And then if you want, you could put some stones in it now if you want, but I'm going to wait and do it when I start forming my little stones. So I'm going to start really getting in there and kneading that dough until the essential oil has been all through it. And you want to let this cool before you put the herbs in, because it gets pretty hot if you don't. Just a Heads up on that one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pretty good size one just to be able to show you. Now what I do is almost like a cookie, you know how you roll your cookie dough or however you want to do that, into a ball into your hand. You just roll it like that for those that don't know how to do it. Now, this is totally up to you how you want to do it. I'm just going to kind of roll it around until it gets to, look like a little stone. Just like so. See that? Okay, I'm going to set this aside and get my tray. Move everything out of the way here. Okay, now this is when I'm going to lay it down and just, still make sure that everything's formed nice how you want it. Push it down a little bit if you need to, however you want. If they start getting too sticky to your hands, just dip your fingertips in some water and it won't be as sticky, but I haven't had too much of an issue with the ones that I've made in the past, and I'm not having troubles with it now. So that is that. Now you can, if you want, you could just take your finger and kind of make a little hole in the middle, like so, and then you can take, oh, I guess I could have gotten this off of here before my hands were all yucky. Oh my goodness, okay. And then you're just going to take your rosebud, any rosebuds if you want, however you want it, and just stick them in there at the top. Stick them in there as good as, as you can without crushing the rosebud. And kind of form it around it just so that when it dries, the bud will stay in there. So, like so. Got your little rosebud on there. And this is when I would get my glitter. Now, you can put some of the glitter in the dough if you want. That way it's already been mixed into the dough. Or you can do like I'm going to do and take some glitter and just sprinkle it over the top. Like so. And you probably can't, oh yes you can. You see all that beautiful glitter. And then you let them sit. Now, how I do them, I let them sit out to dry for about 2 days. You can put these in the oven if you want, on very low heat, for like 20 minutes or so. Just keep checking them, make sure that they're not burning. I like to air dry them, so I will sit these out to air dry for about 2 days. When you're done, all you have to do is put them in a container if you want, a big jar, a box, whatever you want to do. Take some with you in your, your purse, or, if you're a woman, or a man, depending on if you have a purse or not. Put them in your purse. That way, if you find something, on wherever you're out and about, then you can leave an offering stone. You can do these any way you want. You can even add food coloring into the dough if you want them different colors. You can do different sizes. Like I said, this is about the normal size that I would use for an altar or for a DT, my goddess. You can even do itty bitty ones, that are half, if not more than half that size. You can even roll them in a ball like this and just let them dry if you wanted to. And these are great to put in your purse, or on you when you're going for nature walks or something. That way you can just leave a little offering stone. And these are biodegradable. They do break down into the earth, so it's not bad for the earth or anything. And it's not bad for little critters if they get a hold of it. There's nothing bad in it. Just make sure that if you use essential oils, make sure it's, essential oils that you can ingest. Don't use anything that's not good to digest. That way, if a critter does happen to have a little munch, it won't hurt them. But yeah, that is pretty much how you make offering stones. I hope you all have a fantastic week. And I will see you guys again Friday. Blessings. Bye.